DAZN.
DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
This fight has lived up to expectations.
Good. Finds the tuck. He's walking it, he's looking, he's begging, and it's worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it?
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see. It's their time. A night to remember.
For women's football.
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Success begins with a person's will. It's a state of mind.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go.
Sometimes running a business can feel like climbing a mountain. It's actually a volcano. But Xero accounting software can help keep your business finances running smoothly. Soon, climbing up that mountain will feel more like riding down one on a really cool bike that can time travel. Looking good. Where are we? Search Xero with an X, because healthy business is beautiful business.
This season, only with Game Pass.
Let the party begin.
Watch every game from every team in the league, every edge of your seat snap, every game-changing sack, all with the authentic American broadcast. Plus Red Zone every Sunday. Sign up now at DAZN.com/NFL.
Welcome to Washington, D.C., the sports capital. We are thrilled to host another groundbreaking sporting event that reaffirms our city as a world-class, family-friendly destination. Washington, D.C. is a premier location for sports, and we believe in the power of sports to unite. Let's get this game started.
This is Rochelle, who gives you a shot. Rebecca is there when you feel not so hot. This is Larissa, who's feeling blown up. And this here is Winnie, who zhuzhed up their cup. This is Victoria, helping women stay healthy. These are your kids, snacking snacks made with veggies. And Maddie can help you find your new favorite color. And Kyle helps find meds for under $10. Whoever you are, wherever, whenever. At CVS, healthier happens together.
Welcome to the Washington Spirit International Friendly Series live on DAZN, the global home of women's football. Today sees two giants of English women's football square off against each other. Arsenal, 15-time league winners in various leagues, face the reigning WSL champions Chelsea live at Audi Field in Washington, D.C. Kickoff in a little under 15 minutes time. And in advance of kickoff, we're inviting you to get involved in the fan zone here on DAZN, the global home of women's football. Your chance to have your voice heard. Chat with other fans, take part in polls, and win amazing prizes. To take part, simply head to the DAZN app, register, select this game, and join the fan zone. We are still minutes away from kickoff, and in advance of that kickoff, we had a chance to catch up with both head coaches of Chelsea and Arsenal. Coach, what improvements are you looking for in your team from game 1 to game 2 in this preseason?
Oh, a lot of things, almost in all areas of the pitch. I hope we can keep the togetherness that we showed in the first game here against Spirit, but there are details in both our attacking player and defending play that needs to be on a much higher level today than it was a week ago. Can you talk a little bit about Alessia Russo? Scored a couple of goals last week. I watched your press conference. You said some nice things about her that a lot of people didn't hear. So for our audience, can you go over that again? I mean, what I said with Alessia when she came to us is that I've always been very impressed with her finishing skills and ability. I think she's a very composed finisher. Now it's about, as a striker, to get enough of those goal-scoring opportunities. And I think if you've seen her game in the past for both the Lionesses and when she's been at club level, both at United, at Arsenal, I think she's been quite of a drifting forward, and she's been a lot out on the flanks, working balls. And I know Sarina's worked with her with that in England, and I'm working with her with that in Arsenal to be in more central positions, more often being in what we call the goal zone. And she manages to do that more often, and that leads to her being involved in more goal-scoring opportunities, and that combined with her finishing ability obviously then results in scoring more goals as well. Even though it's a preseason game, obviously you are rivals with the team that you're facing today, Chelsea. What is that like to play against your rival in the preseason? Well, it's good because we know they're a very, very good team, Chelsea. So it will really give us answers on where we are right now in the preseason. But as I said before, the result is not the primary thing for us in these games. It's about finding out where we're at, what we need to work with, what we're doing well at the moment, and preparing ourselves for the first competitive games. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Coach, let's get your thoughts on last week's game, the win over Gotham, what you were pleased with your team.
Yeah, we are doing our second friendly game in the season. For us, it's like progressing in the game model and also reinforcing all the big, principles we have with the team. So this is a game where we want to work together as a team, and we want to work in the game model, and also giving some minutes in the legs for all the girls. What improvement are you looking for from game 1 to 2 in the preseason? I think we worked a lot on our build-up phase. The way I want my team to play with possession of the ball, controlling the game. So we want to be a dominant team and having the ball. So just making sure from our keeper and also with the back line we are able to move the ball forward on the pitch. And we work in this chemistry with all the players. So playing with a lot of movement and rotations between the players.
Can you tell us, you made some changes in your starting 11 today. Is that based on seeing new players, or is it based on maybe playing against Arsenal?
No, on preseason it's more based on us. I really want to make the focus on our team, and as I just said, on the athletic part of the game we need to give some minutes to everyone, and it's also a way for me to see everyone in my squad. So getting some minutes for everyone and sharing the time on the field.
Thank you so much, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And another great crowd expected today at Audi Field to watch these two giants of English football, Arsenal versus Chelsea, coming up in just a few minutes' time. Welcome everyone to our coverage today on DAZN alongside Jordan Angeli. I'm JP Delacamera. We heard the thoughts of both coaches. Let's get your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're 3,000 miles away from London, but we get the London Derby here in Washington, D.C. Whenever these two teams meet, it really is a battle for top spot. So I expect both these teams to tinker with things with their lineup, yes, but also with how many players we see, because it is still preseason and they're trying to fine-tune everything, as we just heard both coaches say.
So many great players on the field today. Who do you want to focus on?
Well, when you're looking at this Arsenal and Chelsea matchup, it is important that you talk about key players that they bring in the offseason. One of those players is Lucy Bronze. She is so good for them. Comes over from Barcelona, where she won nearly everything that you can win. Signed on a 2-year contract. And for Lucy Bronze, she's a winner. And I think that's one of the things that Sonia Bonpastor will want from her. Plays as a right back, but she can shift and mold. So if they play out of a 3, she can clearly play in one of the 3 center back spots, but she can get forward and help them in attack. So it's going to be important for her to be a catalyst to the way that they build up in possession. And then as they progress in possession, can she find herself in the final third to be the player making that final pass?
Terrific player, 3 Women's World Cups for England. Another player to look at is somebody that we didn't see except off the bench.
Yeah.
Today she gets to start.
And I think that's what is important, and why I picked out Maika Homano is because Homano is 20 years old, a young Japanese player who is really shifty with her movement. So she'll start as a winger, tuck inside, play in the pocket in moments. And I think that relationship with her and Bronze is going to be one that you're going to want to watch out for. She was with Japan in the 23 World Cup, so can she continue to build on her confidence? Now she gets to start, and that always helps with a young player.
She's just a 20-year-old player, by the way. On the opposite side, many stars to choose from, including somebody that had a great game against the Washington Spirit.
How fun was it to watch Alessia Russo last weekend play against the Spirit? 2 goals in 2 key moments to help propel them to the win. And one of the things that I like that Idewal just was saying about Russo is he wants to keep her in the goal zone. This player can do everything as a 9. She can hold the ball up, she can get in behind the back line, but the thing that is going to differentiate her is if she can score goals game in and game out. So the more she's in the box, the better. They're trying to keep her a little bit more centralized. And then Kim Little will be pulling the strings of the marionette here centrally for Arsenal. This is a long-time international for Scotland, but has played with Arsenal forever, won every trophy that you can. And the thing about Little is she will keep the intensity high. I think for Kim Little, she's eager to get this team back on the top of the table, and it starts with important moments like this in building in the preseason. So look for her to get on the ball, not only play the final pass, but also dictate how they build up.
She is Arsenal's #2 all-time leading goal scorer. We saw her start the game last week against the Washington Spirit. She gets another start today. One of the people would like to salute in advance of kickoff, we talked about her last week, Michelle Kang, the owner of the Washington Spirit, a huge soccer fan. Obviously, she's put her money where the mouth is, right? She owns 3 clubs, including the Washington Spirit, and we've got 2 London teams playing today. She also owns a team in London.
Yes.
London City Lionesses, first year under her ownership.
And she owns Lyon too, so she knows Bon Pastor from her time with Lyon. And one of the things that I love about Michelle Kang is she is upping the level of women's sports. One of the important things of these Washington Spirit friendlies is you bring teams in preseason over to America. We see this happen all the time in the men's game. Now we're starting to see it on the women's game, which is really cool to see Chelsea Arsenal here on U.S. soil.
Michelle Kang and the Washington Spirit hosted some events, including at the Kennedy Center this week, because they had these teams in for most of the week. So they took them to the sights and the sounds, the scenery of the great city of Washington, D.C., press conferences, clinics, you name it, they did it.
Yeah.
Our nation's capital.
And I love this. There's Washington Spirit players sitting alongside Arsenal players. So you saw King there just talking to Leah Williamson, Katie McCabe next to her as well. To the conversation and what King is doing there, I would imagine, is a lot of listening, because that's how she's been able to develop the portfolio that she has in the soccer space. Is she listens to what players want and she helps them get that on the business side of things. So she's done a massive thing for the Spirit, but also for women's sports all over the world.
Yeah, she has made the Washington Spirit definitely a destination place, and it wasn't as recently as a few years ago.
Yes.
Now players want to go there and play for Michelle Kang and her Washington Spirit team. They played earlier today, first up doubleheader, had a big win over the Kansas City Current, and they jumped into second place in the NWSL standings. And she is always near the field. She is with the head coach of Arsenal, Jonas Eidevall. We mentioned the London Derby. These two teams have a very famous history. They've met many times, 41 games played. It's pretty close.
It is really close. 15 wins for Arsenal, 19 for Chelsea. Only a few draws, and I think we're expecting this to have the feel of a WSL game. It's going to feel much more like the typical cadence of a game as opposed to what we saw from them when they were each playing NWSL teams. What's important here is, for both these teams they mentioned, it's more focused on ourselves. So can they continue to progress? But whenever you're playing your rival, you always want to beat them.
Yep. There have been 13 titles in the WSL. Between these two teams, they've won 10 of them.
Yeah.
Chelsea's won 7, including 5 straight, and Arsenal have won 3. And when you think about Chelsea, as we look at some of the fans who are supporting Arsenal in the stadium, when you think about Chelsea, 5 straight WSL titles, and yet Sonia Bon Pastor takes the job following Emma Hayes. Like, how do you top 5 straight titles?
Try for 6, I guess.
That's it, right?
Good luck, the Blues fans, for the next 6 years, because that's what you're going to be expecting as they cheer on their team as well. It's been incredible to watch the battle between these two teams over the 13 years in WSL, because it has been back and forth. Chelsea holding the top spot for a number of years in a row, but now with all the changes this offseason, we'll get into the players, but also the coaches. How does that shift things around a little bit?
Shows the confidence, doesn't it, of Sonia Bon Pastor, because some coaches would shy away from a job like that. Yes, you have the horses, but the expectations are high, and you're coming off 5 straight titles.
Yeah, I don't think she is like that, though. She wasn't like it as a player, Sonia Bon Pastor. She's not going to be like that as a coach. She has coached in most, I would say, probably top 5 teams in the world with Olympique Lyon, and now coming over to Chelsea, another top 5 team. She has high standards for herself. She's going to have high standards for her team. But I think right now it's really about finding continuity between what she wants and the players that she has, and how those two things can mesh together.
Teams are out of the tunnel. It'll be interesting to see the ratio of Chelsea supporters compared to Arsenal. There'll be plenty of red,
yes,
and plenty of blue in the seats today. You see Arsenal's coming out in the red and white. Leah Williamson getting a 2nd straight start. We only saw her for 45 minutes last week. Both coaches really talked about focusing pretty much on themselves, right? They're not looking at, they won't play Arsenal for several weeks into the regular season, which starts in England in mid to late September. But right now they're focused on themselves.
Because they're just starting their preseason process, and that's pretty typical. You've played Chelsea a number of times. If you're Arsenal, if you're Chelsea, you're thinking the same thing about Arsenal, right? That you know this opponent fairly well. So you don't need to do too much prep video on what they're doing, but you need to prepare yourselves, especially some of these players that we're going to see who are getting opportunities to really prove themselves in starting 11s or even game day rosters.
It's very interesting to see two London rivals playing together in another country.
Yep,
right?
3,000 miles away. Here we go.
These players are pretty much all familiar with one another. There are some new signings for both. We saw some last week. Some will see making their debut in this game tonight, maybe off the subs bench. Some in a starting role, including Rosa Cavanci. Let's take a look at the starting 11s for the two sides, and we start with Arsenal, considered the home side.
Yeah, Zinsberger will start in goal again, and then Steph Catley will be one of 3 Australians that make their way back into the starting lineup. McCabe, Williamson, and Rother will finish out the back line. And then as you move forward, Little and Cooney Cross will sit as dual 6s, but have movement up into the attack, and it'll be around Kafaji. We saw her come in the game last week against Washington Spirit and really provide a spark, and she'll be looking to connect with not just Caitlin Ford and Beth Mead, but up front, especially Alessia Russo, who scored 2 goals in that game last week.
And for Chelsea,
this is a team who comes off a victory in Gotham up north in New York, and they have Musovic in net. Lawrence, Bright, Buchanan, and Bronze will start in the back. Expect Lawrence to get high and try to add to the attack. When you're looking up front, right in Beaver Jones and Hamano, I'm thinking Hamano is going to come inside, tuck inside as a dual 10 at moments to allow Lucy Bronze to join the attack there on the right side.
there is Hamano getting a start today. Played in Japan from 21 to 24. Still a couple of minutes away from the kickoff. If you're in the U.S. watching this game, we're inviting you to show us your game face. Send in photos from wherever you're watching to be entered into our photo sharing competition. Best photos have the chance to win a voucher from high-end beauty brand Il Maquillage between the value of $75 and $250. Head over to DAZN Women's Football for more details. So the dark uniforms belong to Chelsea. Arsenal will be in red. Both teams coming off of victories. It was Arsenal taking on the Washington Spirit last Sunday in this very stadium. And on Monday, Gotham FC, defending NWSL champions, played against Chelsea, WSL defending champs. And Chelsea came away with a win. Made it look easier than I'm sure it was. It ended up 3-1, but it was 3-0 at one stage. All set for the kickoff from Audi Field in Washington, D.C., and Arsenal will play it back. Williamson, Steph Catley will play as a left back as well, but that's Katie McCabe's job today for Arsenal. It's back to goal to Zinsberger, who played into the second half last week, left with an injury, but obviously it wasn't that serious. She's back. Cooney Cross to the right. Ball is deflected out. One of the players to watch today, Leah Williamson, as we said earlier, only played 45. May go longer today. But it's unlimited subs, 5 windows, and last week, 11 players played for Chelsea. 11 subs, 10 for Arsenal. So just about everybody played.
That's the benefit of these types of friendlies with unlimited subs, is you can get players in real game-like situations against tough opponents in your building phase, in the phase of the game where, or preseason, excuse me, where you're trying to build some fitness, some game decision-making opportunities. So I would imagine we're going to have the same kind of thing here with a lot of subs.
Buchanan. Ball is pushed wide. Bright on that far side. Here's about an Arsenal change in the starting 11. We'll get that to you in just a second, confirming it. It's a late change. Hearing that it was Catherine Kuhl for Mead But they don't play similar positions, so we'll see if that changes the way they've lined up here. Halfway line, broken up. Hamano's pass, looks for the return. Hamano has an overlap on the right. Off Ritten Kanarud and cleared by Arsenal. Kafaji lost it there. Hamano. Ritten Kanarud. Beaver Jones in the box, cutting. Shot from distance is stopped by Zinsberger.
Great movement off the ball and progression in the outside channel here by Chelsea. And look at everybody trying to find and occupy a new space. Hamano just steps off the midfield line, seeing if she can find space at the top of the box to bend one past Zinsberger.
Catley, left side, Hamano putting the pressure on. Zinsberger, Austrian international, holding things up in goal. A little bit of a high press there, knocked away. Hamano tackled away. That was risky. That was preseason action right there.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the things that Arsenal likes to do is drop Kim Little in between the two center backs and build with three that way. But when it goes wrong, it can be very dangerous for the home team in Arsenal. And when you have a player like Aggie Beaver Jones, who's been so dangerous at creating turnovers high up the field, you have to be wary of that if you're Arsenal.
Millie Bright, Chelsea's captain, goes wide. Held up on the right side. Deflected ball into the box. And they'll play that calmly. A little bit of a bump there from Zinsberger. Zinsberger just holding it, waiting for pressure. Hamano putting on the press, looking to take it away. Tired ball apparently didn't go out there on the side. Still trying to break away. Pretty cross, got it out wide right.
Oh, cheat code there with Kim Little spinning out of pressure.
Cool. Inside the circle, pushed up the middle. Kafaji, she was good as a sub last week, made things happen off the bench. Kafaji is a Swedish international. They are expecting big things from her. Wilson got it out wide right. Catley. They have a few Australians on this roster, all just back from the Olympics. Australia was disappointing by their standards. Up the middle. They tried to find Russo, denied. Hamano. Mike Hamano's pass to the right. Ritten Kanarud, 2 goals against Gotham, cutting. Into the middle, give and go. Ritten Kanarud, nice move there. A little bit too heavy in the touch. Lucy Bronze high upfield to keep it alive. She's played with so many great clubs, Barcelona, Liverpool among them. Bronze holds there.
This has been a good opening 6 minutes for Chelsea, not just with the ball where they've looked dangerous, but mostly in defense. How good they've been in their high press. And if the press gets broken, fine, getting back, getting organized in behind, as Wrighton can't get on the end of that one. That's going to be something that Sonia Bonpastor is going to be really excited about early on. But I like this high press from Chelsea. Look at the numbers with Beaver Jones and Hamano. They're standing at the top of the box saying, knowing that Arsenal is a team that likes to play out from goal kicks, just baiting them into the spaces that they want, and then when they go with numbers.
Catley. Little has been playing deeper and deeper, seems, from game to game.
Yeah, kind of nice to have that skill set. You can play anywhere in the midfield. And I think all that they want is Kim Little on the pitch. Doesn't matter where she's playing, she's going to affect the game. And Arsenal's handling the press well, too, building out.
McCabe left. Taken away. She got it back. Catley's pass into the middle. Williamson. The spin by Kabaji. Got it out wide. Dancing on the ball. Ford. That's blocked out. Corner. Arsenal.
Arsenal fans are going to be really excited that Rosa Kabaji is now donning their colors, because she is so fun to watch. She first gets the ball here, and then she wants it back initially, sees that Ford is going to eat up the space, goes for the overlap, and is looking for numbers inside the box. Had two different options there. It did hit off of Bronze's arm. It was pretty tucked in there. I think it would have been harsh to give a handball. But her movement is so silky smooth, JP.
Arsenal went with a short corner. Cooney cross. Fireball was out. Throw in for Chelsea. We're in the 9th minute. Second game of the preseason for each of these teams. See Bronze just won 5 UEFA Champions League titles with 2 clubs, hoping for a 6th with a 3rd club. Buchanan back to goal. Musovic, who we saw at the Women's World Cup playing well for Sweden, got it left. Bright out on the wing. Right back to Bright. Two center backs back and forth with the ball. Now played long. Turned over. Kabaji. Runners in the box for Arsenal. The attempted cross blocked. Recovered in the 10th minute. Cool. Williamson. Steph Catley. McCabe pushing forward. Pass off target, looking for Russo. Chelsea breaks.
What a pass.
Terrific on this right side. Intended for Beaver Jones, knocked away.
A great recovery run here by Steph Catley. She comes from an inside position, but this pass into space here is brilliant. Captain uses the outside of her right foot, finds Beaver Jones in space. It was too heavy a touch. It allows Catley to make the tackle.
Canterbury slipping it. Beaver Jones trying to get around. That goes out. Beaver Jones among the goal scorers versus Gotham on Monday.
I feel that's what we get in these games, JP, is little moments of brilliance where you see how good both of these teams are going to be. And then there's moments like the giveaway early where we recognize these teams are just a couple weeks into preseason, only their 2nd games. They're trying to knock off some rust and also be willing to make mistakes. Try things, do something that's new or a little bit more aggressive than they typically do.
Zinsberger got it forward. It's knocked away and recovered by Chelsea. Canada, the Canadian international, joining another Canadian international on this roster, in Ashley Lawrence. They've been with Canada for several years now. Ridden Canterbury's pass. Beaver Jones. Mono makes a break. Beaver Jones across. One-handed save by Zinsberger.
An important save there by Zinsberger because there was a trailing runner at the far post. And this right side has been causing issues for Arsenal.
Williamson knocked it away from Whiten. It stays in the field of play. Recovered though by Arsenal. Cavaggi on the break. Has Caitlin Ford making a run, slipping it through. Terrific ball. Ford shot. Caitlin Ford a bit off target, but how about the ball played through to Ford?
The perfect timing here from Cavaggi, because she understands that the line is pretty high, so she can slip it early in the right seam, leads Ford into space. Then Ford can't do enough to get it on target. Good recovery from Lucy Bronze to just get shoulder to shoulder, offset Caitlin Ford just slightly from that shot. Great counterattack from Arsenal, how quickly they can get after you. If you're Chelsea, you're gonna have to think a little bit more about rest defense in those moments.
Beaver Jones up the middle, knocked away, recovered by Arsenal. Played all the way back to the feet of Zinsberger by McCabe. Williamson. On this hot day in Washington, D.C., second game of the doubleheader, Washington Spirit, who are hosting these international friendlies, defeated Kansas City in game one in a regular season NWSL game. Ball sliced by Musovic.
Hopefully some of those goals wear off, because it was 4-1 in that game. Be nice to see that many goals here today too.
With talents there for sure. Cavaggi was going to take that throw in. Will give it up to a teammate. Play has been stopped for an injury on this near sideline, and it is Catley, I believe, that is being looked at.
And it was an interesting switch there. Catley actually went to left back for a second. McCabe slid in to a center back position. I think that's one of the things they can do with those two playing on the left side together, is they're very interchangeable. But unfortunately she gets tackled there and might have gotten the worst of it.
'15th minute, scoreless here. While we have this opportunity, DAZN are the global home of the UEFA Women's Champions League, and qualifiers are underway with WSL side Arsenal, who you're seeing here, involved in the semifinals. That's on September the 4th. The draw for the group stage of the competition will take place on September 27th. It will be live on DAZN. Well, you never like to see injuries, obviously, but this is a time for hydration and a chance for coaches to have some input.
And I think Sonia Bonpastor is going to be pretty pleased with her team through 15 minutes, the way that they've been attacking through good defensive shape. They've picked the ball off, created overloads on this right side, which have been challenging for Arsenal to try to figure out how to defend properly. But one of the things that you have to recognize is games are going to present you different things. So if that's what Chelsea is presenting you, Arsenal has looked really good in transition quickly. When they build and it gets a little bit slow, Chelsea can get back and get in a good block, and it's harder to break down. But the times where Arsenal has been most dangerous just a second ago is 2 passes and they're out.
Catley, by the way, is back, so that's good to see. McCabe will take the throw in. 16th minute, zeros to the board. Arsenal, Chelsea in this international friendly on DAZN. Long throw in by McCabe and off Russo. 2 goals last week for Alessia Russo. Her head coach Jonas Eidevall spoke about her finishing ability. He said yesterday, best I have ever worked with. Gets herself in great. That's high praise. Right?
That is really high praise. And I think he has a point there, because she can finish with all surfaces of her feet. She's good in the air. She can get on the end of crosses with her head. But when she finds herself in 1v1 situations, whether it's with a defender or even a goalkeeper, her composure in those moments is, I feel like, beyond her years. She's just 25, but she plays with this bravado like she's been doing it forever.
For club and country. Had a good World Cup for England. We got to the final, only to lose against Spain. Bronze holding it up. See, Bronze gets it back. Push it to Buchanan. 18th minute. Scoreless between Arsenal and Chelsea. London rivals. Not just because of geography, because of their competitiveness. Winning all of those titles between them. 10 of 13. Both are expected to be contending for a title again. Manchester City and others may have something to say about it too. Bronze slipping it through. Muscan across. Looking at the back post, and that's going to go out of play. Here on DAZN, the global home of women's football, we have some great prizes to give away. For those watching in the UK, you can win a pair of tickets to an Arsenal WSL match at the Emirates Stadium. To be in with a chance, simply scan the QR code or head to the DAZN app on your mobile or on the web and answer the MasterCard quiz in the fan zone. Arsenal gets their regular season going. Home opener versus Manchester City on September 22nd. All of their games at the Emirates Stadium after they did so well last year with 6 games there in terms of attendance.
I want to see one of their games there. That sounds incredible, doesn't it?
Yeah. I thought you said you did see one.
No, I want to.
Sure.
Yes.
Both of these squads have put money into the women's game and a lot of money into it. Part of the reason for their success. Feinreuter will take this throw in. Saw her last week as a sub in the game against Washington. Here's Rousseau.
What a touch to get away from pressure.
Using your body to shield the ball from Hamano. Back to Williamson. Driven long. Looked like a decent ball initially. Kovaci made it into a better ball.
Oh. We were very impressed, JP, last week when we saw Kovaci come off the bench. Excited that she's getting the start because this is a young Swedish international with so much promise, so much ability, and she'll try things like what we just saw. She's not afraid to do something a little different. Put on a show.
Catley, Williamson into the middle, Cooney cross. Williamson. Nice flick from Kovaci. Was held up by Ford. McCabe. Catley. Williamson's pass ahead. Right side. Little was after it. Recovered at the other end. Beaver Jones going back to Millie Bright. Buchanan in the middle. Played in a couple of Olympics, including the most recent one, a 3-time Canadian Player of the Year. Canada has produced some great players over the years, including maybe the greatest, Christine Sinclair.
She's the greatest until someone takes it from her.
Yes,
Huh?
she's the GOAT. Offside on this near sideline.
We love seeing a little bit of creativity here. Kovaci knows that Leah Williamson, when she's on the ball, she's looking for that diagonal half space. A little cheeky outside of the foot flick to push it on to Ford behind her. That's what you're going to get, Arsenal fans. This is going to be a fun inclusion, bringing her in. Just signed on August 13th from Sweden. She has a fearlessness about her that is really... I think it shows in those moments where she does something unexpected. She's not connected to the outcome so much as she just plays with this freedom.
Zinsberger got it across. Williamson. Cooney cross. Slipping it ahead. Cool on the recovery. Little wanted the ball, gets it late. That's cool, spinning around. Catley. McCabe high up as the left back. Republic of Ireland international into the mixer there. In the middle, she was looking for Russo. Gathered in.
And Russo knows that is something that Katie McCabe loves, is the early cross from distance, trying to get in beyond the back line. She's just a little slow is Russo to get there. But that is a great build-up from Arsenal. The patience, the movement off the ball, combination plays through the central third. Things are starting to click together.
Captain up the middle. Pushed wide, left side for Bright. Nuskin showing for it, receives it. German international. Try to go long. Knocked away. Catley will pick it up. It was McCabe initially. Still taking possession. Little. Smart and a safe pass back. Catley. Wide from Little. Williamson. Keeping it on the deck. Cross. Cooney cross. Williamson. Now Zinsberger. Member of Austria's Euro 2022 squad. Catley. Left side, Kavaji, well done, 1v1 by Buchanan.
Well, that doesn't happen if the ball from Little doesn't lead Catley into the space. So Catley then beats the line of pressure. Everybody kind of shifts, and Kavaji can then find a seam and a meg.
There she is again. Nice cut there. That stood up, and the ball is cleared away. She's been a handful. Buchanan's the player that's down.
She just gets into a collision here with Kafaji as she tries to slip it around her. I think that would have been called a block in basketball if her feet planted. You don't know, JP.
No, I do know. I do.
A charge?
I haven't done basketball in a while.
Is it a charge?
But you're on the money. Yep, yep. It's either a charge or it's a blocking foul. Yep. See Bronze forced back. Back to goal. Vucevic. Millie Bright. Amano's dropped a little bit deeper since the game started. Left sideline, Lawrence. Into the middle. Beaver Jones couldn't get to it. Can Arsenal break? They're looking for the counter. All the way back for Catley. 26th minute. Scoreless between Arsenal and Chelsea from Washington, D.C. Another long ball, right side, and the offside flag goes up. If you're in the U.S., we're inviting you to show us your game face. Send in photos from wherever you're watching right now to be entered into our photo sharing competition. Best photos have the chance to win a voucher from high-end beauty brand Il Maquillage between the value of $75 and $250. Head over to DAZN Women's Football for more details. Anyone have an advantage to you after 25-plus minutes?
I think it's been pretty back and forth. I would say Chelsea looks the most dangerous when they've gotten into the attacking third, but Arsenal through possession have shown a little bit more movement centrally in the midfield with their combinations with Kuhl coming inside, Ford stretching, and then Kafaji in the 10. But it's been fun to watch because you see the different style of both teams start to play out. And little moments where you see everybody on the same page, which is the biggest thing in preseason.
Buchanan pass to Hamano.
Both teams have been very patient in the builds too, which is a joy to watch.
McCabe lost it, recovered though. Catley. Williamson covering a lot of ground back there. Pushes it forward. And that is hurtful to McCabe as she made that pass, went down in a heap.
It's Canarud here who comes back doing some defensive work, just gets the follow through of McCabe. She's looking for the early ball across, gets tripped up and lands pretty hard on her back.
She was in a vulnerable position once she made that pass. 28th minute, zeros on the board. We might see a hydration break coming up. We are going to see it apparently. Ahead of the half-hour mark. So both teams have had a chance now for a second time to cool off, talk things over. Anyone that's been to Washington, D.C. this time of year knows it is, you played there.
Oh, yeah.
Sweltering, is that a appropriate word?
It feels like you're drinking the air. It's so thick. So it'll be a very much needed water break for all of these teams. But it feels like both of them are patient in the build, which I said is really nice to watch, right, JP? But I think there are moments where can they find the difference between this patient build passes to now we're going with numbers. That difference, I think, could be what can change the attacking third to create quick overloads with runs off the ball. But a change of pace with the way that they're passing would be almost initiate that for each team.
Plenty to talk about between those two squads. Both of these teams are here for preseason, playing in a couple of games. Obviously, the temperature is far different than it is in London today. But part of this is goodwill. Part of this is expanding the brand. And you can tell by the number of people in the seats, the number of Arsenal jerseys, the number of Chelsea jerseys, how big this is.
Women's football is global now, and the fact that Michelle King recognizes that, invited these teams to come over. You look across the fans and you see Arsenal kits, you see Chelsea scarves, you see people ready to support their club that is not in their hometown. But now there's probably people here who flew in to come watch these games as well. And we see this on the men's side all of the time. The American tour for preseason. It's about time we see it on the women's side.
Yeah, if they're wearing a jersey, they are not a casual fan. That's the team that they're rooting for. It may start in the men's side and shift over, but that's happened even here in the United States. Our women's national team was very successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very successful, and their initial triumph to most fans in this country, 1999 Women's World Cup, came after the men finished last in the previous World Cup. And they created a lot of fans, all ages, generations. Here's Catley.
Well, we haven't seen any fans in the stands with these new Chelsea kits, though, have we? They're going to have to get their hands on those.
They'll find them. Baji. McCabe slipping it through. Forward battles, held. Kavaji pops up with the ball. It's blocked. That's off Bronze. It's out for a corner. But every touch from Kavaji is something.
It is. But did you feel that? They just upped the tempo when they went into the attacking third. And that's what I was saying. It just has to be a little bit faster to create what they need. And it is at the feet of Kavaji. She's finding space, creating it for herself. Goes for a shot. It hits off the chest of Lucy Bronze. She's really asking a lot of this back line is Kafaji.
32nd minute, scoreless Arsenal-Chelsea in this preseason international friendly. Kyra Cooney-Cross will take the corner. This time they don't go short, went near post. Knocked out a play, they'll get to do it again. Last touch by Chelsea. Cross will take another. Into the middle. It comes out. Poole gets to it. The end line. The ball was out. Scoreless here, 33rd minute, Arsenal and Chelsea. DAZN is the global home of Liga F, and the new season gets underway September 6th. Register for free at DAZN.com/women's football for access to live and on-demand matches in select territories. Arsenal brought it down on the circle, played back towards Williamson. Goes back to goal with just enough pace on it. Zinsberger, short, little, right side, cool. Went long, off Russo. Buchanan able to clean it up, back to Musovic. Right up the middle, Captain, youngest Dutch player at the last Women's World Cup as a teenager. Still is a teenager, goes right side. Ritten Connerud into the middle. Hamano chipping it over the top. Loose ball is cleared away though by Arsenal. Kept in by Bronze. Will drive it back across. Two players collide there. That looked head to head. Play is stopped for that collision in the 34th minute as Bronze whipped that ball in with power.
Good attack by Chelsea, and you just hope both of these players are all right. But this is what Hamano can do, playing up front. She finds herself in the midfield with runners in front of her, and then she just scoops it up and over the back line, trying to lead in her teammate on the right side. Such savvy play there from the young 20-year-old Japanese international. So we'll get a look at Wrighton, who was a part of that collision centrally.
That stoppage, another chance for teams to talk things over. Our match referee is Katja Koroleva, who's coming in now. Hamano's only 20 years of age, yet she's played in the World Cup. She's played in the Olympics, her first cap, 2022. Sub last game, started this game, but you've seen Japanese players play over the years. Their technical ability is something.
It's second to none. Their technical ability can be on showcase because they understand the tactics of the game so well. When spaces are going to open up, so then they can distribute like that. Know that if she pulls off the back line, she's going to have a little gap where then there's going to be space in behind as players come to press her. It's so fun to watch them flourish, and I think Hamano is going to do a really good job. Been with the club now a little over a year. I think they're just scratching the surface at what she can do.
Weinreuter appears to be okay on the sideline now, and now gets the referee's permission to come back on the field, as you see her there. Zinsberger will put it back into play. We're in the 36th minute. Scoreless between these two sides. Pushed wide, left side. Weinreuter. Tackled out.
The support angles for Arsenal are so good that when they build through Chelsea's pressure, they can play one touch. They can play into a player like Cooney Cross, who's under pressure, knowing that she can play out wide to Weinreuter and connect the pass. It's bold, but they can only do it because their support angles are so good.
McCabe throw in for Arsenal. Recovered. Russo slid it over. Ford keeps possession. Back to her Australian teammate, Catley. Zinsberger. Karakuni cross. Catley. That's Ford. Turned over on this right side. Beaver Jones made a run in the middle, but it goes to Hamano instead. All started by Ritten Connerud.
Yeah, Kim Little didn't even see Hamano. Last second, she just dips in front of the defender, tries to get a piece on it, wins possession back. Really good work.
Bright to Buchanan. Out of West Virginia University. Same college that her fellow Canadian Ashley Lawrence played at.
They just try to play everywhere together, don't they?
Yeah, they've been together for years. Hamano. Bronze took it on a bounce. 1v1 at the moment. Connerud, now Hamano, blocked. Pulled back by Cool. Russo tries to take off on the right side, is slowed down by Captain. So able to keep possession. Now it's knocked out. Throw in for Arsenal.
And this is the different aspect of Alessia Russo's game. She can hold the ball up, allow players, 5-6 players then to join her in the middle of the field. When she becomes the outlet, she can turn into this dribbler, keeping possession, winning a throw-in. There's just so many different facets to her game.
Right now, Bright is marking her. Just outside the circle, Cooney Cross leaves it. McCabe on the left. Catley. Williamson. Cooney Cross. Right back to goal. 6 or so passes completed by Arsenal. Short but successful. Now they go long with Cooney Cross. Knotted down. Russo tried to pounce on it. Bright had to get it back to goal. Vucevic, a mistake there. It was spilled and then forward. Vucevic recovered. Ball still in a dangerous spot. Cool tried to slip it over. And Vucevic made one mistake. She bailed herself out.
Yeah, she did. Massive save. Comes out big, spreads, makes the save against Ford. She knew she had to do that, JP.
McCabe ahead, too far. Trying to find Kawaji. Buchanan to Bright. 40th minute, scoreless. We almost saw Arsenal score the game's first goal, though.
Cool's been good on the far side. She ends up losing it there and a foul. But she's held the ball up well, been creative, and this would have been the difference maker. Alessia Russo pressuring Vucevic, and she just gives it right back to her. But look at how quickly she went out, pressured the ball, didn't even hesitate 1 second, follows the ball here, sees that it has an awkward spin, makes a big block with the middle of her body.
So each goalkeeper's made at least one big play in the first half. On the other side, it was a one-handed save, a punch-up by Zinsberger to keep it scoreless. 41st minute. Still looking for the game's first goal. Compared to the other night, where you had 4 of them in the Chelsea game. 2 of them by the player in the ball right now, Britton Kennard, before the game was 15 minutes old. Into the middle, Hamano pounces. Bronze taken away by Ford. Ooh, that was dangerous from Cooney Cross, turned over. Beaver Jones fires blocked. Hamano first to the ball. Quick on the recovery, thought about it, now we'll switch it. Lawrence, the cross off the fingertips, it comes back. Britton Kennard in, Beaver Jones blocked. Beaver Jones, what a sweet move that was, back to Bronze. Lucy Bronze tagged it, but it's blocked. And it's going to roll out for a throw-in, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and if you make a mistake inside your own box, if you're Arsenal, you don't want it to fall to Aggie Beaver Jones, who had 11 goals last season, second most on this Chelsea team. It was good help defense, 2-3 blocks there to prevent Zinsberger from having to make another big save.
Hamano, the header. Contact there, twice, 2 different players. Still trying to get it out. Ford slips it back. Cooney Cross calmly back towards goal. Catley to Zinsberger, 42nd minute. Little for Williamson. Cool, blocked, keeps it. Turned it over in the circle. Beaver Jones rushed that pass, thought she had someone breaking on that left side, she didn't.
When Arsenal build up and they can get Leah Williamson into the channel on the right side, they oftentimes can utilize her right foot to be a long ball distribution. And we've seen that Kafaji opening up in this half space here towards the near side. Here's the long ball from Williamson. It's always on when she has the ball.
Rousseau with a run made by Ford. Played it across, but it's not close. It should be rolling out for a Chelsea throw-in. So with 2 goals the other night. Bronze will take the throw-in. Give it away, and then cleared ahead by Chelsea. This is going to go all the way back to Zinsberger. Short to Williamson. Switched left side. Ford. No foul was given. It's going to be a throw-in for Arsenal. They get it in quickly. They didn't waste time. Kabaji drives it. It's well off target. We hope you're enjoying the Fan Zone here on DAZN, the global home of women's football. We have some great prizes to give away for those watching in the UK only. You'll win a pair of tickets to an Arsenal WSL match at the Emirates Stadium. Scan the QR code or head to the DAZN app on your mobile or the web and answer the MasterCard quiz in the Fan Zone. Buchanan for Chelsea. Musovic. Really bright. A miss hit there. It'll be a throw-in for Arsenal. See about stoppage time. Getting a signal soon.
I would imagine a lot with a couple of hydration breaks, a couple of injuries. Sorry, one hydration break, but
one official one.
Yes,
right?
yes, the injury used as a hydration break as well.
Could he cross? Zinsberger. All is switched up into the middle. McCabe lost it. The pickup there from distance. Right at goal, and was bobbled for a split second by Zinsberger. She holds on. Still waiting for the signal on stoppage time. Zinsberger will put it back into play. The zone of the global home of the UEFA Women's Champions League qualifiers underway with Arsenal involved in the semis on September 4th. The draw for the group stage of the competition takes place September 27th. It'll be live here on DAZN. Little, right side Williamson. You can tell it's preseason because they only put up 2 minutes of stoppage time.
I was thinking, JP, we've been in NWSL a little too much, right?
Yeah.
Because we're seeing 11, 12, 13 minutes.
Yes. I mean, realistically,
I could
it
deal
would have
with
been
2.
5 or 6,
Yeah.
right? But we'll take 2.
Yeah.
Zinsberger came out, almost a miscommunication there. Lawrence gets the return. Wrighton makes a run, gets to the ball. Guro Wrighton in front, blocked by McCabe. It lays there, now it's cleared. Caitlin Ford, pressured by Bronze. Ford gets away, up towards Kabaji, but the foul was given.
That's been a fun battle of Buchanan and Kafaji. Here, Buchanan wins the battle, gets a set piece, but I like Wrighton on the far side, that chance before. The timing of a run to come inside to out, it's causing problems for the back line of Arsenal. Who picks her up? Is it Reinrother? Is it Williamson tracking into the channel? And she can whip a ball in with her left foot, finding the right seam. Chelsea has looked dangerous these last 10 minutes.
Wrighton played it short. Captain for Buchanan. Collected by Captain. Lawrence. Beaver Jones had been calling for it upfield, but it was not spotted that run. That's going to do it. Well, the first half has come to a close with the only real surprise with all the stars in the field, maybe, Jordan, is that no one has scored.
Yeah, it felt like both teams had opportunities to capitalize in the attacking third, but the heat, I think, plays a factor. A little bit of more possession for both these teams, trying to stretch each other out. But in the second half, it feels like the difference has to be an uptick in tempo when they do get into the attacking third, not just with the ball, but with the movement off the ball, so they can create a little bit easier.
Individually, who impressed you?
Hamano impressed me. I thought she looked really good. There were moments where she looked like she could be the difference maker in that space. For Arsenal, Kafaji, so fun to watch. The way that she floats around the field, finds the ball, is creative on the ball too, helped unlock some of the space there for Arsenal.
Well, the first half is in the books. 45 minutes down. We've got a second half still to come your way. If tied at the end, we'd go straight to penalty kicks. We have first half highlights and more coming your way from Washington, D.C. in this international friendly. It is scoreless in the half between Arsenal and Chelsea. Come back with us.
Welcome to Washington, D.C., the sports capital. We are thrilled to host another groundbreaking sporting event that reaffirms our city as a world-class, family-friendly destination. Washington, D.C. is a premier location for sports, and we believe in the power of sports to unite. Let's get this game started.
This is Rochelle, who gives you a shot. Rebecca is there when you feel not so hot. This is Larissa, who's feeling blown up. And this here is Winnie, who zhuzhed up their cup. This is Victoria, helping women stay healthy. These are your kids, snacking snacks made with veggies. And Maddie can help you find your new favorite color. And Kyle helps find mats for under $10. Whoever you are, wherever, whenever. At CVS, healthier happens together.
Make the most of summer at your local Mercedes-Benz showroom. Join us and unlock our best offers, like on the A-Class range from £299 a month. Plus, take advantage of the longer summer days with an extended test drive. Visit us in store or search the online showroom. Choose, buy, drive. Your new Mercedes-Benz.
Looks like they mean business here. Cristiano Ronaldo does find the back of the net. Karim Benzema. Glorious, glorious football. It's Mitrovic, it's in.
Estimated collision in T-minus 10.
Bring it on!
9.
Can you confirm satellite collision is imminent?
7.
Let's go!
6. 5.
Carrying out collision avoidance maneuver.
4. 3. 2. 1. Satellite collision averted.
It takes the whole force to protect space. Join us.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
UEFA Women's Football.
Everyone's having fun today in Washington, D.C. Scoreless at the end of the first half, Arsenal and Chelsea here on DAZN, the global home of women's football. We have some exciting leagues kicking off soon with Serie A commencing Friday. Arkema Premier League starting on September 21st, and the Saudi Women's Premier League starting September 27th. Fans can register for free at DAZN.com/women's football for access to live and on-demand matches in select territories. Great crowd today in Washington, D.C., enjoying a first half which was scoreless. With Jordan Angeli, I'm JP Dellacamera. Jordan, your first half thoughts?
I thought it was a pretty good performance from both squads. We saw them in possession a lot. We saw their formations when it comes to how they want to press, creating chances on both sides from good pressing situations. To me, there was some really good defending, but not that final piece in attack, which tends to come a little bit later. These teams are just in preseason, but I think we've seen some really good football so far.
Let us bring you our first half highlights. We feature two of the top teams in England. They are both in their preseason in front of a close to a sellout crowd in Washington, D.C. Arsenal are three-time winners. Chelsea have won 7 WSL titles, including 5 straight, and it's Chelsea first on the ball.
And Chelsea was pretty dominant in their press, so they created a lot through it. Beaver Jones here trying to ask a lot of Zinsberger. She gets a touch over the top of Wrighton's head at the back post. It was a very good touch for her because it could have easily been 1-0 early in the game. The way that Arsenal looked most dangerous was in transition moments. Chelsea sends so many numbers forward that they can then spring here. Kafaji finds Caitlin Ford, and she goes from distance. I think it's the right decision to go first time here. But this pass from Kafaji, perfect pace, perfect placement. Ford just can't quite get it on frame.
Braun's helping out there defensively. Helped to save that one maybe from becoming a good shot on target. More, though, from Chelsea with Hamano.
Hamano has been so good all over the pitch here. She's distributor trying to find Beaver Jones in behind the back line. And it's the second opportunity here that is defended at the back post really well by Weinrother. It proves to be difficult for her. She does get injured, gets back up from that. But this is what Arsenal has been doing well. Steph Catley has been putting out fires. They've been tracking runners inside the box, making sure that Chelsea, even if they do create, they're not getting any shots that truly are challenging Zinsberger. And this could have very well been the first goal of the game. It was a missed pass by Musovic here, right into the feet of an oncoming Russo. But the reaction from Musovic was important because she makes the mistake. She comes up big, takes it off the chest, and makes a big save for Chelsea.
One big play for each goalkeeper in the first half of play. It was Arsenal losing the ball there in a bad spot.
Yeah, and from distance, this was really the only other ball that challenged. Newskin takes a shot, recognizes nobody's pressuring her, but it's going straight to the keeper the whole entire time.
Those are the highlights from the first 45 minutes of play. When we come back, we expect to see some substitutes from these two sides. Another half still to come your way from Washington, D.C. First half was scoreless.
This is Rochelle, who gives you a shot. Rebecca is there when you feel not so hot. This is Larissa, who's feeling blown up. And this here is Winnie, who zhuzhed up their cup. This is Victoria, helping women stay healthy. These are your kids, snacking snacks made with veggies. And Maddie can help you find your new favorite color. And Kyle helps find meds for under $10. Whoever you are, wherever, whenever. At CVS, healthier happens together.
Welcome to Washington, D.C., the sports capital. We are thrilled to host another groundbreaking sporting event that reaffirms our city as a world-class, family-friendly destination. Washington, D.C. is a premier location for sports, and we believe in the power of sports to unite. Let's get this game started.
UEFA Women's Football.
This season, only with Game Pass.
Let the party begin.
Watch every game from every team in the league, every edge of your seat snap, every game-changing sack, all with the authentic American broadcast. Plus Red Zone every Sunday. Sign up now at DAZN.com/NFL.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Success begins with a person's will. It's a state of mind.
Technology goes beyond special effects or epic camera shots. It offers surprising new perspectives. It takes you places that seemed out of reach. When technology becomes an extension of yourself, that's progress you can feel.
This international friendly between Arsenal and Chelsea, deadlocked 0-0 after 45 minutes of play here on DAZN. DAZN are the global home of the UEFA Women's Champions League. Qualifiers are underway with Arsenal involved in the semifinals. That's on September the 4th. And you'll be able to watch the group stage draw live on DAZN on September the 27th. And right now, if you're in the USA watching this game, we're inviting you to show us your game face. Send in photos from wherever you're watching to be entered into our photo sharing competition. The best photos have the chance to win vouchers from high-end beauty brand Il Makiage between $75 and $250 in value. Head over to DAZN Women's Football for more details. Fans enjoying this one despite the fact that no one has scored, at least not yet, but both teams have a lot of firepower and are expecting to make some changes here in the second half. It is preseason, so we're expecting, not sure about how many at halftime, but multiple changes throughout this game.
Yeah, I don't know. Will it be a line change? Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see both teams changing 2-3 players at the half or trying to get some of these players 60 minutes, right? And so if they could get them 60 minutes, then you're really increasing the fitness of your squad.
Looking at the faces that are coming out to see about changes. We see Niamh Charles is going to wear the captain's armband, so that'll be one of the changes for Chelsea. And we'll see who else and who's going to be coming out. Buchanan being spoken to. Baltimore is going to be coming in, so we'll get all the changes for you as soon as we can and see how that will affect the formation coming in. We've got a lot of homework to do catching up. I've got 6 changes, if that's right, for Chelsea. So we will take them one by one. So we've got Engel coming in. Ev Perisset is coming in. Bjorn is coming into the game. Baltimore is coming into the game. Niamh Charles is coming into the game. And we'll have to verify who is out. But that's a lot of changes, and maybe more, Jordan, than we expected.
Yeah, I expected to see Hannah Hampton, though, coming in. Has been, over the last, I would say, half a season, really the #1 here in Chelsea. So she gets a chance to play under new head coach. But yes, this is a lot of changes. You see a new player like Baltimore come in, who was really exciting in the last game against Gotham.
Well, if you joined us for the first half, second half's going to look a lot different. You're really changing more than half your team. That's just for Chelsea. We haven't done Arsenal's yet. Maybe they're not going to make changes. Okay, we think we're all settled now. Thankfully, Arsenal makes no changes. So thanks to the Gunners.
Making it so easy on us.
Yeah. Back to goal as it switched. You've got a new goalkeeper and Hannah Hampton, who's coming in. One of 6 changes. We saw Hampton start in the last game. Eva Jones with a pass, it's blocked. Pushed back to goal and cleared upfield. So among those out, Bright, Nuskin, Lawrence, Ritten Canarood, and Bronze, if we've got that correct.
Nearly a whole complete back line change. Hampton comes in, Charles, Bjorn, Perisset. The only one standing in the back line is Kadisha Buchanan, who played in the first half. So a lot of communication between that back line to try to get on the same page early on in this second half.
Ball going all the way back to goal. And it's held up there by Hampton. Bjorn, a lot of these players that we're seeing, we saw in action against Gotham, including Charles, who started, Bjorn, who started. Engel, who came in early as a sub due to an injury to Erin Cuthbert, who's still out. Zinsberger pressured. Upfield clearance denied. The pickup, Charles. Slow to get up is Buchanan. Charles, an English international, got it forward. Knocked out. Be a throw-in for Chelsea. Chelsea in the blue, Arsenal in red and white. Slipping and sliding was Charles. Got it forward, Wrighton. Guru Wrighton. Played it in near post. Picked up, Hamano. It's loose in front, and the game's first goal, Baltimore. Chelsea leads.
Well, that's one way to start your scoring career with Chelsea. First touch of the game here, and it's great work here. The back heel from Charles sets up Wrighton into the channel, and this is what Hamano has done all game. Just outworked everybody else around her. Picks the ball off of an Arsenal defender. Right here, it's Kim Little. Plays it into a dangerous area, and then off of the half volley, Sandy Baltimore just hits it so cleanly. Leans away, through the laces, into the back of the net. 1-0 Chelsea. A really good, hard-working play from them.
Baltimore, French international, just signed a 4-year deal with Chelsea. He's on the Olympic team. Game's first goal. Maybe it's the start of more to come. Arsenal back in the ball. Several players, though, involved in that goal, including Hamano, to keep it alive.
And it was similar to what we saw in the first half from Chelsea. This time on the left channel, it was mostly the right channel in the first half where they were finding interchanging runs and good combination play, overloads in that space with more numbers than Arsenal. Here was on the left side, and really good work from Charles to start it all off, just joining the fray as well. Nice little back heel to send in right and into the space to get a cross off.
Ball was lost out by Charles. There'll be a throw-in coming up. She's got the captain's armband after Millie Bright exited at halftime. They know what Bright can do, so they'll just work her minutes in during the preseason, but she's an obvious starter for them. Long-time starter, actually. Charles with it. Arsenal on the break. Ford. Tavaji held up a run. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Highest level of women's football in Germany returns to DAZN. Frauen Bundesliga starts Friday. Register for free at DAZN.com/women's football for access to live and on-demand matches in select territories. Anna Hampton, second year with this team. 18 games last year in all competitions, 10 shutouts. Both of these teams healthy competition in that goalkeeper department.
And with the amount of games both of them play, it's important to have depth in every single position, including goalkeeper, to give the opportunities. Both Musovic and Hampton had chances last year to tend the net. Hampton's so crucial in their Super League title.
Charles on the left. It's on England's World Cup squad in 2023. It's out wide, and the Norwegian international Wrighton missed it.
It was just like a funky bounce right in front of Wrighton. I can't believe she doesn't believe it either.
Reuter will take a throw in. 52nd minute. Chelsea with a 1-0 lead. Comes back to goal to Zinsberger. Catley pushed all the way across. Williamson getting more minutes today than she did in game 1 against the Washington Spirit last Sunday.
Last Sunday we got to talk to her at halftime. We asked about how hot and humid it was, and she gave this little giggle like, we are not used to this. Looks like it has cooled down slightly here in DC.
Yeah, she answered us out of breath.
Yeah.
Catley calling for was Queenie Cross. Now it's wide left, and Queenie Cross comes up with the ball. Looking for Russo.
One of the reasons I think we see a lot of changes for Chelsea over Arsenal is Eidevall knows this team very well. He knows the pieces, he's been with them, whereas Sonia Bonpastor doesn't know the connections as well. She wants to see who works well with each other in her first year as head coach for the Blues. A lot of questions I think she still needs answered as to how she wants her team to play, who's going to be her starting 11, who's going to make the game day roster, and this is a good opportunity for her to mix it up and see how those connections work against a team that they're going to see in a few months in WSL.
They also had one less day of rest and a little travel. It's not that far from Washington to New York, short plane ride or train ride, whichever way you go, but it's still travel. Hamano. There's those technical skills we talked about. Thought that ball was entirely out. Now finally, assistant referee's got the flag up.
But just so smooth from Hamano there. A little stop start to offset the defender. Comfortable under pressure. Allows her to play in any position. Occupying a lot of the 10 spot today. But she can drift out to the wing. Create an overload there with numbers. Baltimore right now. It's just been fun to watch her these last 2 games here in the United States.
Remember some of these names, you'll see them with their national teams. The 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil. You'll see some of them as well in Euro 2025 in Switzerland next year. Here's Charles. And that's knocked out of play. Off the Charles throwing. It is collected there by Bjorn. Held up by Hampton. Bjorn is another Swedish international. Veteran of World Cups and Olympics. 23-year-old Hampton goes short. Again, it's Bjorn. Gains the halfway line. Finds Charles. Slipping it through. And that's going to go out of play. Collision. Either a foul or a throw, and either way, it's going to belong to Chelsea. Corleva got the foul. But no, she said it was the throw-in. So there was no foul called. Leave Charles. Comes back. Going all the way back to goal. Well out of goal is Hampton, striking it.
Arsenal's been close on a couple of those back passes. We saw the Alessia Russo one in the first half there. Ford timing it nearly to perfection. That's where the pace of being in preseason sometimes can lure you in. You have to play it hard back to your goalkeeper to not give anything away.
Engel up the middle. Beaver Jones was looking for it. It comes back to goal. Held up there by Zinsberger. We hope you're enjoying the Fan Zone here on DAZN, the global home of women's football. We've got some great prizes to give away for those watching in the UK only. Win a pair of tickets to an Arsenal match at Emirates Stadium. Scan the QR code or head to the DAZN app on your mobile or on the web and answer the MasterCard question in the Fan Zone. MasterCard quiz in the Fan Zone. Left sideline, the look there for Arsenal, trying to find Kavaji, who they've not been able to find really in the second half so far. And the same with Russo, for that matter. She's not had as many touches, not as active as she was in the last game.
In just what I've seen so far, when Arsenal have the ball, Chelsea a lot more aware of the space in behind, so they're not giving that up. So dropping early, it's making it more difficult for Kafaji to make that run through, or even Russo to get the ball in behind.
Romano tackled away at the last moment. Looking to fight to win it back, though. Too much fight. She gets called for the foul, whether she agrees or not. Good effort. How much of these changes helped Chelsea in the second half, the subs?
I think it's helped to have just freshness, because it is hot, it is preseason, you're not fully fit, so you see the push right away with the goal at the beginning of the second half from those fresh players in Baltimore and the outside back in Charles, who starts everything. So I do think it helps. I do think it also helps in covering spaces centrally as they shift defensively in this 4-4-2. Those players in the midfield who are fresh can cover a little bit more ground and shift a little bit more. It's making it hard for Arsenal to find the right pockets, because the defensive shape of Chelsea is pretty good in that middle block.
Engel into the middle. He's played internationally for Wales. Well over 100 caps for her. Down the left sideline, Charles. Into the middle. Captain. All the way to the right. Chelsea advance now in numbers towards Baltimore, who has the game's only goal. 48th minute. What a terrific start for Chelsea to the second half when she scored. Both of these teams will have some tough decisions to make, because loads of talent on the bench and loads of talent not even here. Remember, Chelsea still has Sam Kerr, who went out with an ACL last year, and that's why she missed the Olympics. Considered one of the greatest players in the world, if not the greatest. when she's playing. Here's Beaver Jones. Charles. Pressure on the ball. She goes back.
Sam Kerr, Kat
Macario, right?
Macario, Mia Fischel. There's players that are going to be coming back from injury very soon, hopefully, for this Chelsea squad that are going to continue to push the level. We've already seen nearly 2 really good starting lineups from Sonia Bonpastor. So yeah, there are going to be decisions to be made. But that's the thing you like as a coach, right? You're having to make hard decisions that make your hairs a little bit gray, but but you're happy about it in the end because you have decisions to make. Because just think a couple of years ago for Arsenal, they were ravaged with injuries. This is a team who's happy to have a lot of players back healthy. Now they have the depth too.
Williamson is one of those players, had an ACL, and that's why she missed the last Women's World Cup. Off the touch from Charles, the pickup there. Arsenal haven't had as much of the ball here in the second half. Russo dispossessed. Kafaji finally with a couple of touches. Back for Little. Into the middle, just outside the circle. Cooney cross. Wide for McCabe. Ford wants it. Played well with the back to goal. Towards the middle, the pickup there. Kim Little still has it. Finds Kabaji at the end line. That ball's out. Goal kick. Chelsea.
That's the combination that they have to get a little bit more right. Little to Kafaji, because I think we're going to see those two together a lot.
Here are subs coming in and out. So Ford will be one of those coming out of the game. And we are going to see Codina and Caldente coming in. Williamson also out. Catley also out. That's going to change the look of this team for sure. We'll get you all the subs when we can. But Codina is in. One of the Olympic players. Caldente is in. Katie Reed is in. We saw her last week as a starter. So finally, Arsenal makes some changes just past the hour mark. Manham has come in for Kavaji, who didn't have as good of a second half as she did in the first. But her first half was terrific, to say the least. Back to goal to Hampton. Four changes for Arsenal. Codina, Caldente, who just has her first name in the back of the jersey, Mariana, Manham, and Reed, who were both in the starting 11 in the first game against Washington Spirit last Sunday.
And Gunners fans are going to be excited that Caldente signed with Arsenal, because this is a player who is a Spanish international, won everything that there is to win at Barcelona, 25 trophies, 3 of those being Champions League trophies. Spent her entire career at Barca and now comes over to challenge herself in WSL. It's just such a crafty player, can play as a winger, can play as a 10.
She was their first summer signing. Yep. Down the left sideline, Arsenal have numbers this time. The give and go. Caldente cutting it back. Blocked by Buchanan, another deflection. It's going to be a goal kick. And it looks like more changes for Chelsea. So many changes. Do these as slowly as we can, I would say. But Mayra Ramirez will be coming into the game, wearing number 7. Lucy Watson will enter the game as well. Amano exits. We'll get you all the subs in a minute. Charlotte Wardrow is coming into the game. You see Watson there. Potter and Bernabe round out those 5 subs. So this is really now an entirely new Chelsea side. Welcome to an international friendly. That's what tends to happen. Again, it's preseason, so you're expecting these things to take place. See what that does to the game. But so many fresh legs may help Chelsea, who are already up 1-0 and a goal by Baltimore in the 48th minute. So Beaver Jones was one of the players that went out. Buchanan exited. Hamano, as we mentioned before. Captain and Wrighton. I think we're all caught up.
We'll quiz you later, right?
Yes. I may or may not pass that quiz. That's a lot of changes.
A lot of changes.
Arsenal made 4 when they subbed out. Chelsea made 6 and then made 5 just now. Cool on the ball. Up the middle it comes. Laid off. Chelsea finds Baltimore. Back it comes to Charles. Yorn. Ingle. Yorn goes across. Wardlaw's pass. Arsenal taking over on that far side. In the red and white, the Gunners go forward. Rousseau, who has remained in, goes wide. Maybe something here. That ball was out. Last touch failed her.
What a good dribble and really good body positioning early from Alessia Russo to beat the initial defender here. And she just makes Bjorn track her from distance, but her first touch gets her past, and she just is slippery, I think, more than you would expect.
Held by Hampton. Wardlaw goes back the other way. Bjorn. Hampton. To the feet of Hampton. With the right foot. Charles kept it in play nicely, right in front of her bench. Deep Charles got it forward. Left sideline. Ramirez looks for it. It's going to come back to goal. Zinsberger goes short. Cooney Cross leaves it. 68th minute, Arsenal trailing 1-0 versus Chelsea. Arsenal finished 3rd last year in the WSL. Chelsea was #1. Chelsea set a record for most goals ever scored in a single season in the WSL. Had the 2nd best defensive record. Arsenal was 3rd in both goals scored and fewest goals allowed. To Cooney Cross. Reed. Katie Reed pulls it back. Zinsberger well out of goal, going short. Up the middle. The exchange made there. Aldente's pass. Cooney Cross. Arsenal get it out wide. They've got runners in the box. In for Russo, too high. Blocked by Charles, almost handled it. Cleared it up the middle, bad spot. Played down, Engel. Open on that left side. It was taken away though from Watson. Could he cross as Arsenal recovers?
Yeah, with all those changes to Chelsea, you can see they're just trying to gel again after a completely different 11 takes the field. And Arsenal getting more possession, and a lot of it's coming through the left side with Caldente over there.
This one's going to roll away out for a throw. And if you're in the U.S., we're inviting you to show us your game face. Send in photos from wherever you're watching this game to be entered into our photo sharing competition. Best photos have the chance to win a voucher from high-end beauty brand Il Maquillage, valued at between $75 and $250. Head over to DAZN Women's Football for more details. Throw in for Charles as they take their time with this. Charles wanted it back. Instead, it's going the other way. In a space, the run made, but it's cleared by Zinsberger. Chelsea was looking for a second goal, which might be enough on a day like today. If the game ends up being tied after 90, remember, no extra time would go right to penalty kicks to determine a winner. Hampton on the ball. Baltimore to the right with that pass. Still the only goal of the game has come from Baltimore. 48th minute, just a few minutes into the start of the second half, with a lot of the work being done by Hamano, and before that, Charles. Bjorn. Slid over by Charles. Potter going the other way. Got some England youth internationals now in the field for both of these teams, actually, off the subs bench. Bit of a hold there. Zinsberger is able to clear that one away. That hold went undetected.
Yeah. Right in front of
we saw it. We saw it.
You didn't need a microscope,
no,
did you?
No. Flag up on that far side. That is Sonia Bompastor replacing Emma Hayes, who went on to win Olympic gold with the U.S. women's national team at this last Olympics in France. She is a former French international. We both remember her as a player, but she used to play in Washington with the Freedom.
And I had to play against her. It was the hardest game, one of the hardest games. She's so intelligent, and on her staff is Camille Abeli, two really good French internationals. But then on the other side for Arsenal, they have Kelly Smith. So when you're talking about how these two staffs work and operate, you love to see that former internationals are occupying really good high positions within both of these clubs. You get to learn from some of the best to ever have done it. So I love what both of these teams are doing when it comes to how they build their staff, who they're utilizing, and the willingness of these players to want to be coaches.
Yeah. Kelly Smith, one of the all-time greats for England, was great before England became great in the women's game, right? When they were not good, she was terrific.
She was my teammate in Boston, and I have never played with a better player in my life.
Nice person, too. Held up on that far side. Pushed towards the back by Arsenal. Trying to find their way to a game-tying goal. Codina to the left. All the way back. Reed. Tony Cross. Way up the middle. That was cool. And she thought someone was making the run. There was nobody there in the red and white. It's coming all the way back. Chased by Codina. Spanish international goes left.
When you feel Arsenal start to create now and get a little bit of a hold on the game, they're finding space centrally. It's Baltimore who's playing as a midfielder at times here, occupying that center space, and they're targeting this side. So it is pulling her around, creating opportunities for players like Manam or Caldente around as Baltimore chases a little bit. You can see this Chelsea squad with these new players in, just trying to find their footing, who occupies what space.
Up the wing comes Arsenal. Caldente with a pass left sideline. McCabe high up. Going inside, played across. Russo went for it, it's loose. Cleaned up, not quite, taken away. Shot taken that was blocked. Weinreiter was there, and now it's cleared away.
Whew. Playing with some fire there is Chelsea. But I could go back and watch that pass from Caldente to McCabe all day long with the texture inside of or outside the right boot to bend it in on the sideline. So good.
Green. That's going to roll towards the sideline. It's still in play, now it's out.
And here's a look at the end of the play. Manum makes herself available. And Russo's just stretching there. She can't quite get in front of Bjorn to make it easy. And the giveaway here almost taken advantage of by Weinreiter. And there it is, playing a little too cheeky out of the back was Charles. And Bjorn has to save the day.
Teams heading for their hydration break. DAZN will be bringing you all the action from the women's Serie A, and it all starts next Friday. Register for free at DAZN.com/women's football for access to live and on-demand matches in select territories. So teams taking advantage of this hydration break. Where are we at right now with the game being in the 76th minute and Chelsea leading, but only by one?
Yeah, and it feels like Arsenal's pushing now. They've gotten a little bit more control of the game, finding good overloads, especially with Caldente on the left side. Looks to be easy combination with her and McCabe. So I don't think Chelsea can rest with the lead that they have. And if they do, it has to be tighter and more cohesive defensively if they want to work on this, right? Closing out games at the end of the last 15 minutes. That could be something they potentially want to work on, right? This is preseason. You want these types of challenges. And sometimes you got to do the YMCA. Did you see her doing the YMCA?
I haven't missed that. No. I was wondering where that happened. We've only got one goal in this game, but it was a nice one. And here it is from Chelsea.
Yeah, it's off a throw-in. It's really good work from Charles here. Back heel to find right into the space. Touch past the defender. And it gets a work from the attackers to try to win the ball back here. Hamano does a good job of just making something out of nothing, and then Baltimore can play it in the back of the net.
Goal from Baltimore. It's the only one we have at this moment. Came in the 48th minute. Thought it might have been the start of the floodgates opening, but it was not. Arsenal has brought in Leah Valti for Kyra Cooney-Cross. Valti, I mean, you look at this list of talent on both teams. They're all internationals for whatever country they play for, and she is a Swiss international. Valti, our first look at her. She's been involved in a couple of World Cups. Here's Baltimore on the run. Has help. Both sides. Pushed it wide. Right side. Race for the ball. It's finally picked up by Watson. Chased by Caldente. And it's out for a throw-in. Arsenal's got it. Codina.
Those are the little moments that make the difference for Baltimore. If she sends that ball with less bend on it and more into space, I think that's easy for Watson to continue her run at pace at the back line. It's just a misplay there from Baltimore, playing more in a 10 position now.
Zinsberger, left side, Codina. Two center backs now, Codina and Katie Reed. Katie Reed. Long ball. Chase forward. Charles with just enough pace on it. Back to Hampton. Being pressured. Releases. Baltimore's on the chase, but so is Codina. Calmly plays it back to goal. just like on the men's side, the calendar is very busy, and a lot of these women are just back from the Olympics. Some of them had maybe 3 weeks off at most, some less. It's not much.
They go straight from club season into training and preparation with their national teams to prepare for the Olympics.
Both of these teams also want to be involved in European competition as well. Chelsea and Arsenal needing to qualify. Taken away, Charles. Bjorn to the feet of Hampton. 80th minute, Chelsea with a 1-0 lead. The game is tied after 90. Penalty kicks will decide who wins it. No extra 30 minutes of play. That's the way it's been in the preseason. Engel up the middle. Ramirez blocked. She's a Colombian international. In a space here, picked up. Russo, save. She had a better option. I think Manon was open.
And this is unfortunate because Russo is so good in these situations, determining what the right option is. Here she opts to go for a shot, but as this play gets broken up, it's Katie Reed, who did a really good job in the first game against Washington Spirit, has stepped in and is the difference maker on this play. I think the right choice there for Russo is to actually chop it back and to find all this space that Monum is running into towards the spot where the penalty is taken. But if you scored 2 goals in your last game, you're probably counting on yourself to score from pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I would think so. Hampton. They're playing Russo, though, a lot of minutes. First game,
yeah, they are.
This game.
I wonder if there's not just one more sub window that they try to utilize. Emily Fox is on the bench tonight, and I know the fans here in America would love to give her a nice gold medal recognition celebration with an ovation if she gets some time.
A free kick coming for Arsenal, and they'll take it now. Into the box it comes, cleared by Bjorn. Off Baltimore's touch. Baltimore again, off a block, she'll pick it up.
Oh, what a touch.
Yeah, turned over though. Russo, into the box, took the shot, and that's over the bar.
It's a really good pressure from Arsenal. Look at all the numbers around the ball, and then Kuhl can go with one touch into Russo. I love that Russo just she recognizes when she gets that little half a yard. Well, in America, we call it yards. That little bit of space there away from the defender where she can get her shot off, this one going up and over the net. But once the defender drops back there, it's always going to be a shot from Alessia Russo.
83rd minute. It'll be played short. Almost turned over. Now it is turned over a second time by Chelsea. Balti's pass in the middle. Cool. Pressured. Balti. Weinreuter holding it up there. Reed. On the deck. Cool after it. Bjorn played it well. It is going to go. We hope you've been enjoying the Fan Zone here in DAZN, the global home of women's football. It's time to let us know who your Fan Zone player of the match is. Let us know in the chat. We will reveal it at the end of the match. Scan the QR code or head to the DAZN app on your mobile or on the web. Last week in our game, it was Alessia Russo. There's one of the candidates, Baltimore, with the game's only goal. She'll get some votes for sure.
I think Amano might get some votes as well. Really good performance from her. I don't know if she'll get credited for an assist because it did bounce around, but crucial in that play.
Still have about 7 minutes and stoppage time remaining in this to change voters' minds and change the outcome. Balti. Cordina. Reed. Weinreuter slowed down. They don't want to give her that flank. Cool. Katie Reed. Played wide by Balti. Codina outside the circle. Advancing. Chelsea have everyone back in the block defending. Ramirez put a little pressure on the ball. Watson did there too. And then the foul. 85th minute. Arsenal trailing 1-0 to Chelsea on a goal by Sandy Baltimore. One of the newer signings. Katie McCabe will be the one to take it. Two on the wall at the moment. It's left for McCabe. An inviting ball in the middle, headed down, straight down the middle. Shot taken was blocked. It was off Caldente's shot. Should be a corner for Arsenal.
It felt like she was going to tee it up there. The patience from Caldente to see where everybody runs to. She's looking for the far post corner. It gets headed away and out of danger. Pretty good first few minutes in this Arsenal kit from Caldente.
In the 86th minute, ball played toward the middle. It bounces away from a couple of players. Who was the closest to it? Up the wing, sent out by Chelsea. We are going to see another change. Vivian Leah will replace Catherine Kuhl. Kuhl was not supposed to be a starter in this game. Instead, it was Beth Mead. Didn't get an explanation, but sometime after the rosters were submitted, the change was made. And so we never saw Mead, but we did see Kuhl in a different spot.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good big game for Kuhl. Helped hold the ball up, drove centrally to add more numbers in that middle third.
It's an even better game for someone that wasn't expected to play.
Exactly, right?
Not sure how much notice she had, but my guess is none. Weinreuter dropped it back to Valti. McCabe pushed it wide. The run made by Kim Little. Looks like she's going to get a 90-minute game out of this Little, the veteran. Outside the box. Arsenal drives it inside. The Russo shot was blocked. It was a nice setup for Alessia Russo. We talked about a quiet first half for her, but second half had some looks.
Oh, Russo's got to be on high alert, because if Caldente gets the ball and starts driving in, she has two options. One, she can pick out the net like it's the easiest thing to do. Two is her distribution is second to none. Dribbling hard, she plays a really good solid ball into Russo. I don't think she was expecting it to come in that fast. But that's the playmaking ability of Mariana Caldente out on the wing.
Nice cutting ball by Reed. Russo end line blocked. And it's going out for a corner.
Here's that pass. Just doesn't quite get it out into the area that Russo wanted to with her first touch. Taking too much off of it, so her swing through with her right foot is a little bit restricted.
Corner from Arsenal. 89th minute, trailing by one. Driven to the middle, punched up the middle, headed by Leah, and it's out. Goal kick, Hampton.
It's Arsenal's fourth corner, and Chelsea has yet to have one corner in this game. It shows you that even though Arsenal is not executing when it comes to the scoreboard and the final product, that they're getting chance after chance, that they are creating in the final third. And when you're building a team in preseason, you understand that that's what you want. you want those signs that it's about to happen, and understanding that those connections and it clicking will come with a little bit more time.
Bernabe played it back up the middle. Engel to Baltimore. Baltimore slides it wide on that right side as Chelsea keeps possession. There is your goal scorer, Baltimore on the ball. Bjorn for Chelsea. 90th minute. Chelsea up by a single goal. Potter. Hampton holds. Hannah Hampton, this time goes longer. It's kept in play. Potter for Chelsea. It's defended nicely by Codina. It's going to belong to Arsenal. Waiting on a signal that's coming up soon on stoppage time. Arsenal turned it over as the clock strikes 90. We've got 4 minutes of stoppage time, minimum of 4. Hampton. Bjorn. There's Charles, defended by Leah and those fresh legs. Bjorn for Hampton. Nearly a half a minute killed here in stoppage time. That was risky, and it was picked. Almost. Baltimore did well, but it was risky. Here's Charles, slipping it through, left side. Not much space there. Back out for Charles. The cross in front. Denied. It was for Ramirez, who looks for it. That's cleared up the middle. Engel and Russo got the legs tangled up. Bjorn. Minute gone in stoppage time. Second of 4 underway. Bernabe's pass. Ramirez. Now Baltimore starts it through. Potter. Edge of the area. Blocked. Cleared again by Arsenal. Trying to move it out.
It was one of the best looks we've seen from Chelsea in this second half, minus the goal that they score. That build-up and the switching of lines when Potter starts deep, and then as the play progresses can be the one breaking the line with a good deep lying midfield run. It's difficult to track. Couldn't find the end product, but Chelsea showing a glimpse of their goal-scoring capabilities here late in the match.
Reinreuter goes back to goal to Zinsberger. Codina. Little. Look at this for Russo, but off her line was Hampton, saw it all the way.
Caldente and this team is going to be really fun for Arsenal fans. That little touch she has to set up Little, who finds the ball through. It's actually Monum who finds the ball to Russo, but the combination, you get 3 different midfielders on it. You try to thread in your forward. It's quick, it's precise. It's going to be a fun year for Arsenal fans, watching them create.
Back the other way, knocked away by Chelsea. More than halfway through its stoppage time. Bernabe. Charles. Bjorn back to Hampton. Russo's after it. Long ball right side. That was better than looked like it was going to be. Collected on that far side. Watson. Chelsea was able to keep it. This is coming all the way back to Hampton. They can kill the game off.
Yeah, it's really good decision making from Chelsea. First by Watson to go to the corner, but then to take some more clock off by going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Arsenal might have one more chance in them to try to equalize, but Chelsea's done a good job of this second half, going up a goal and bending but not breaking.
Headed away. or get into a dangerous spot for Arsenal. Chelsea are back on it with seconds left in the game. Hampton. Russo still chasing. Settled by Codina. Played 4 minutes of stoppage. It's turned over. Chelsea will get to it. Potter. That is going to do it. Chelsea gets the win. A narrow victory it was. 1-0 final score.
And really good showing for both of these teams. I think they should be happy with where their teams are at in this early preseason. It had a little bit of a derby fixture to it, right? Some chippiness in moments, but most of it was each of these teams trying to figure out who they're going to be this season, incorporating some new players. We get to see Baltimore score the lone goal. A really exciting talent for this Chelsea squad, but then on the Arsenal side, Caldente showing off too in the second half what she's going to be as a new inclusion in for the Gunners.
We saw some exciting subs who may be starters by the time the season comes along. Caldente was certainly one of those who made an impact in the game in the second half. Baltimore made an impact in the second half as well. Both of these teams, star-studded lineups. We talked about it before. Difficult decisions for coaches. They may loan out some young players that could play for anyone else, but we'll see. They have plenty of time to come that way. We're getting word on our player of the match, who you voted on, and we're looking at her. You've been voting for your player of the match in the fan zone. We can now reveal that it was Alessia Russo. Second straight game, she had over 28% of the votes. So she came out on top. She looks stronger as the game got longer.
Yeah, she did. It really working on the fitness there was Russo, but also it's important for her to have minutes with players like Caldente and Monum in behind, and how those three can connect and combine going forward. It's a good shift for her.
We thank all those who voted. We will attempt to get Alessia Russo on with us soon, but right now we have some highlights to show you from our game tonight in Washington, D.C. Two of the most famous teams in England, both from London, both playing in this preseason game, and they brought everything they could to this. It's Arsenal on the ball in the early going on the break.
And this is where they were most dangerous. One of their best chances of the game was this, with Ford in space, fed by Kafaji, who's going to be a great young player for this Arsenal squad. Ford can't get it on frame. Good work by Bronze to do the defensive work to just get her off her footing there. And for Arsenal, they did a good job of creating a lot of opportunities off of good high pressure situations. Here they do enough, and Musovic ends up making the second save off of a poor giveaway. But it was 0-0 at half, and those are some of the best chances we saw in that first half. For Chelsea, they get a chance right at the end of that first half, actually, not before the second half, and we saw them almost completely change the lineup at halftime. This one coming from Nuskin. Doesn't really challenge Zinsberger, but she bumbles it at the end, right at the start of the second half when they make 6 changes. This is what happens. It's Charles who finds right in this left channel, and it's good work by Hamano to do the nitty-gritty, dirty work to pick the ball off of Kim Little, takes it off of her foot, and then just turns and plays it across the face of goal. She doesn't really know who she's playing it to, but she knows that has players in the box here. Baltimore falling away and putting it in the back of the net.
Arsenal still had some chances to try to get back, and Russo was one of the players trying to make it happen.
Yeah, it was Russo. It was Weinrother here on the second opportunity, but it's great last-ditch defending by Bjorn to get in front of the shot, to block it. And a lot of good work defensively from Chelsea to stay together as a unit.
They're in their final huddle. We are hearing that we will have Kim Little on instead. Post-game, we had Alessia Russo in the last game. So Arsenal has asked us to change that. Michelle Kang, owner of the Washington Spirit, who sponsored these friendlies, out on the field. Her Washington Spirit team today were lights out against the Kansas City Current. It was like a marquee matchup in this league, a battle for second place. And Michelle Kang's team, led by Trinity Rodman, got the job done. We had called that game earlier.
4 goals for the good for the Washington Spirit, and they put on a show, their most complete performance of the season, and that's coming off the heels of not playing for a little bit together during this summer break window, as she gets a chance to speak to Jonas Eidevall.
I'm sure they're going to do this again. I don't know if it'll be the same teams, but the way the Washington Spirit described this as, you know, they wanted this to be the start of something that could carry over, and why not? And if it's not these two teams, whoever it happens to be, the more the merrier, right?
It's also beneficial that you're in Washington, D.C., which isn't that far of a plane ride from England. So you can get a couple of teams to come over, spend some of their preseason, get used to playing in the heat, the humidity, right? Get some fitness in that regard too.
Well, that's what they do on the men's side, so hoping that they will do it the same on the women's side and get more of the successful women's teams. I know even Barcelona is coming here to the United States. They're going to play against Bay FC, and there'll be some other games as well. We're now told that we're joined by Kim Little. Kim, we have you. Thanks for joining us. Describe the game for us, if you could. You went a full 90 minutes in the heat of Washington, D.C. How was it?
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, just obviously personally and for the team, we're building up minutes in pre-season, and obviously in the conditions in Washington, it's very hot, but those are the conditions for everyone. And yeah, it was a hard-fought match always against Chelsea. We of course always want to win against them, but we didn't do that today, and there was kind of minor errors that I think we just needed to nullify. And but I think there was a lot of positives from the game. I think we created some really good chances from really nice play.
Kim, welcome back to America. It's good to see you back on our soil again. We loved having you in NWSL in your time here.
Thank you.
For this Gunners squad, you add a lot of key pieces in the offseason. How have you guys utilized this trip to the United States to kind of bring everybody together under one idea and one ideology?
Yeah, that's obviously been the key to this trip. We've had players coming in at different times because of international duty and the Olympics. So we've got everyone here now in DC, and we've obviously tried to use this time as best we can to prepare us for our Champions League game in about 10 days' time. And I think, yeah, that's really been the key to our trip. It's to try and gel and bring in the new players and find our identity for this season. And I think the 2 games we've played here have been really good tests for us, and we'll obviously learn from them and hopefully move forward into the start of our season in a really good place.
Kim, where do you feel the improvement came from game 1 to game 2?
I think we created some clearer chances today. I think managing the heat is also a big part of it. I think defensively we were more compact. We didn't let them through us too many times, although Chelsea are obviously a very good team. So yeah, there was definite improvements, and we're obviously changing players a lot. Both teams are, but that's always hard to keep the momentum going. So I think we controlled that very well, and everyone came in and did their job.
How excited should Arsenal fans be for players like Rosa Kafaji and Mariana Caldente to be donning your guys' colors now?
Yeah, it's obviously great to add them both to our squad, which will strengthen it for this season. And we obviously hope to utilise their real technical abilities as players, and I'm sure they'll fit in really well and have a great season this year.
Kim, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That is Kim Little, who is the captain of Arsenal. DAZN are also the global home of the UEFA Women's Champions League. Qualifiers are underway with Arsenal involved in the semifinals on September the 4th, and you'll be able to watch the group stage draw from Lyon live on DAZN on the 27th of September. Final score in this one, on a goal by Sandy Baltimore in the 48th minute. Chelsea were able to win this final preseason match of this USA tour over Arsenal. Final score was 1-0. Baltimore, second half sub, came in, got the job done. It was the game's only goal. For all of us involved in today's show, for Jordan Angeli and our entire crew, I'm JP Della Camera. Thanks for watching today on DAZN. We've enjoyed bringing these two games to you. Final score in this one, Chelsea 1, Arsenal no score.
Welcome to Washington, D.C., the sports capital. We are thrilled to host another groundbreaking sporting event that reaffirms our city as a world-class, family-friendly destination. Washington, D.C. is a premier location for sports, and we believe in the power of sports to unite. Let's get this game started.
This is Rochelle, who gives you a shot. Rebecca is there when you feel not so hot. This is Larissa, who's feeling blown up. And this here is Winnie, who zhuzhed up their cup. This is Victoria, helping women stay healthy. These are your kids, snacking snacks made with veggies. And Maddie can help you find your new favorite color. And Kyle helps find mats for under $10. Whoever you are, wherever, whenever. At CVS, healthier happens together.
Sometimes running a business can feel like climbing a mountain. It's actually a volcano. But Xero accounting software can help keep your business finances running smoothly. Soon, climbing up that mountain will feel more like riding down one on a really cool bike that can time travel. Looking good. Where are we? Search Xero with an X, because healthy business is beautiful business.
Looks like they mean business here. Cristiano Ronaldo does find the back of the net. Karim Benzema. Glorious, glorious football. It's Mitrovic, it's in.
Estimated collision in T-minus 10.
Bring it on!
9.
Can you confirm satellite collision is imminent?
7.
Let's go!
6. 5.
Carrying out collision avoidance maneuver.
4. 3. 2. 1. Satellite collision averted.
It takes the whole force to protect space. Join us.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. Blue water's wet, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Way for women's football.